Fucking get it going, dude.
Yeah, it looks like it says so.
Let's fucking get it going. All right, can you guys hear me okay?
Gary Sr., cheers to you, my friend.
Gary Sr.
Just an emblem. I see that on the back too. I was wondering what that is.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whenever the fuck you're watching this episode. Episode 7-4 Backyard Blitz, brought to you by Backyard Sports. We out here. We got Gary Freeze Sr. in the house, man. I'm loving it. Stove, how are you tonight?
Man, I'm just happy to be here finally with all of us. I mean,
yeah, what the fuck is going on?
And a little guy here too. So, no, happy to be here. Just FYI, I know you guys are going to be asking me about my shirt. Yes, I love Dick around
everything right now.
Placing last in fantasy. So this is my punishment for finishing last in fantasy football this year. And yes, my wife did buy this for me.
I have so many more questions than I care to even try to begin to dive into. I'm going to skip diving into that because I feel like there's just not enough therapy in the world that's going to come out of that answer. Andy, talk to me, man. How are you? Let's get some normalcy and whatever the fuck's going on over here at that side of the screen.
All right.
Yeah, I was going to ask about the shirt. I'm glad I didn't have to.
Don't do it.
Thanks for clearing it up. Steve.
Oh, hey, that actually goes really well with this
Me
shirt.
Dick. Hey, I love Dick.
I'm out of here.
Yeah, Andy's got the right idea, dude. Andy's got the right idea.
Easy road.
Andy's got the right idea. I mean, how did we start off this fucking bad, dude?
This is Backyard Sports, buddy.
This is the Blitz, man. We're out here. For those of you guys tuning in right now, I appreciate you guys coming in. Gary, how are you tonight? Aside from that despicable shit.
I'm better now. Don't put me in charge of technology, apparently.
I think we need to have Mr. Free Sr. in charge of that. And cheers to you, my man. Another regular. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of that right shoulder of yours.
Slide over. Get on camera.
Yeah, scoot on over. All right. So we got a lot of shit to talk about, man. And I feel like the first thing I really want to kind of unpack is going to be we got to debrief this Poirier fight, man. Holy shit. Michael Chandler pulling off the win against Hooker, which was kind of a surprise for me. I feel like Chandler's not necessarily, I wouldn't have expected him to be the up and comer that was going to take down Dan Hooker, especially considering there was a arguable loss against Poirier that he took. But man, that fucking main event, holy shit. Poirier just going full Paul Bunyan on that leg and just taking him out of commission. Guys, what are the thoughts on this? Because, you know, I took a page out of Gary's book and waffled and then finally went for Diamante and fucking pay dirt. Am I right, Stove? I mean, talk to me. What's the deal?
You know, I called it all along. I will be first to say that I was not going with McGregor. I was not going with everyone's top pick. I was going with the underdog, and, you know, the underdog came up and bit everyone in the ass and took names while doing it. But no, he, you know, that after that first round, he was tired. It looked like he was tired. McGregor definitely won that first round. And then something happened there in that second round where he caught McGregor with that leg kick and kept going after it. And then you could kind of see McGregor just kind of not really putting a lot of pressure on that leg. And then he kept going with him and then got him down, got him with a punch there in the face, got him down and just started wailing on him. And Gary and I were watching the fight and we were just like, Gary was like, what the fuck? And I'm over here. I'm just like, yeah. You know, really good fight. And really that whole card actually ended up being a better card than I anticipated. Cause I was I really didn't want to pay $80 for the fight just to watch McGregor, you know, and all that. But the whole card actually ended up being a better fight than anticipated. So kudos to them for that.
Yeah, dude, Corey Oman saying Poirier had 2 bottles of proper 12 in his gloves. Man, I think he more had 2 bottles of that fucking hot sauce because he was delivering some fucking heat in that second round, dog. That was brutal, dude. And then once he caught him and got him up, and I think Conor said it best, man. He had him, and he had the advantage in the clinch. There was clearly a strength difference, but I feel like Conor spent a lot of time spinning up that pregame of I'm going to knock him out in 60 seconds, the first round, this, and that. And then he changed his game plan, and it was a mental game, and it clearly didn't fucking work because I mean you can't challenge Poirier's gas tank, not at this point. You can't. And so he tried to drag him out into the deep waters, which is what I kind of expected to happen rather than this quick shutout. And I don't know, man. Andy, what are your thoughts on this fight?
It's one of those fights that's surprising in a sense because I picked McGregor, but not necessarily surprising. Poirier can fight. I thought Gary actually pointed it out, and I thought everybody was in agreement that the advantage was kind of disrespectful going into that fight. The Vegas odds were kind of juiced up in McGregor's favorite or his favor, which is to be expected with Conor McGregor. But I think the biggest thing for me was McGregor leads that left leg so far out. And once Poirier started kicking it, and you could tell, I mean, the first round, Conor won. That second round, a couple leg kicks in, he was done. And I mean, any puncher that
it got to a point where he couldn't even check it anymore.
Well, he wasn't checking it anyways. Conor doesn't check kicks.
He claims that he was.
Yeah, he wasn't. I mean, we can roll the tape, Conor. We'll show it to you. We'll split a bottle of whiskey.
Fuck yeah.
None of that proper 12 shit. We'll drink bourbon. But once that leg is out like that and you're a wounded animal, any good striker is going to fuck you up. There's nothing you can do. Once his leg was out, the fight was over because it doesn't matter how good your defense is. You can't. There's nothing you can do. You saw him weather a few punches before, the third, fourth, fifth, sixth punch landed, and then Conor was just fucked. And then, he became a meme. Fell victim to those social media streets, and they are cold.
Oh, they're so cold, dude.
Ice.
And I believe, and don't quote me on this, but I want to say GSP not too long ago, one of his last fights, where can't remember who he was fighting, but they just started hammering the leg kicks to him, and he same situation. He took too many of the leg kicks, and then to where he couldn't put weight and drive off that one leg. So
yeah, man, I really do. And Gary, I'm going to lead to you with this question. Do you think that Conor McGregor underestimated Poirier's size? Because the last time they battled, Poirier was half the man he was walking into that octagon. I mean, he probably had to. Yeah. And I did mention in the last episode too that I was concerned about McGregor's ability to carry that frame because he did put on a lot of weight too. So yeah. What are your thoughts? What are your takeaways from that fight?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Conor underestimated anything with Poirier. I think Andy put it correctly, right? Conor's never been somebody who defends the leg kicks because he's always just looking to drop bombs. And we've seen an evolution of MMA, right? Leg kicks weren't what they are now 3, 4, 5 years ago when Conor was at the peak of his dynamism, right? Like when he was dominating, 2 weight classes at the same time, he was untouchable because these leg kicks weren't really a thing. There were a handful of guys that really employed it. Not everybody was doing it, but now it's like the thing. And we see it. It's the neutralizer in all these fights. We've seen it a ton during the 2020 fights when they got back to fighting. Guys like DC talk about it, right? Michael Bisping, they talk about it. Those leg kicks are fucking devastating. And we saw the impact, right? Because Conor didn't just win the first round. Conor fucking shut him out in the first round, dominated the first round. Like that first round was all Conor. And then Poirier come out in the second round and hit that first leg kick. And he knew that Conor felt it. And then there was blood in the water. And then he hit him on that nerve. And there was a doctor that put out, he knew exactly what Conor was feeling because there's a nerve that runs down the back of your leg there in your calf, right? And he could tell from the way Conor was not able to even move that leg or move his foot that nerve had been hit, and it's just dead leg. And then Poirier, to his credit, seized the moment and made him pay, right? Started throwing bombs because Conor was this close to putting him on the mat in the first round. And then once that leg went away, as Andy put it, it was fucking over. From that moment on, it was over. And Poirier knew it. And all he had to do was just close the gap and just take and he did. And just started firing bombs.
Right.
And Conor had no answer because he couldn't get away.
What an excellent game plan from the Poirier camp too, because Khabib goes on record almost immediately after talking about he goes on talking about how that's what you get when you abandon your coach and you change your team, blah blah blah, and kind of questioning Conor's loyalty. But I mean, like Brett was saying, I wonder how much of that was attributed to his time away from MMA, man. Like, I feel like there was a major hype beast in that was associated with his victory over Cowboy, and he wasn't in the octagon with the peak Cowboy killer that we know and have known over the years.
I think the biggest issue too is when he came back to MMA, he just wasn't in the octagon. That Cowboy fight is his only fight since the Mayweather fight. And you can't, it's like any other sport, right? Probably more so in MMA because they only fight every like 6 months or so. Some guys only fight like once every 9 months to a year. If you don't have time in the octagon, you don't know what the fuck it's going to be like. And I think there was some clear pieces of the fact that Conor had a good game plan early, but he was not tried and tested in the octagon. And you said it right. It wasn't peak Cowboy. Now, Cowboy was never a killer. Cowboy was a great fighter. Always been a good fighter. But even not fighting peak Cowboy, he wasn't prepared for something like this. And Dustin made him pay for it.
Well, another thing is Khabib's wrong too, because I don't know when Conor switched teams. The time away from the sport, the Mayweather money chase shit. He also alluded to like sparring with kids, which I think was like a jab at Conor, sparring with his kid in the hotel room.
Yeah,
which is what any dad would do. But I'm yet to be able to find anything where Conor has switched teams, so I think that was just incorrect. But
Khabib was seizing a moment to be a troll.
Well,
and we've seen that from Khabib.
I mean, and his English isn't real good, so
that too.
I mean, he was maybe lost in translation somewhere.
Man, am I the only person who feels like he should Khabib just like shut the fuck up, dude? Like,
no, I'm with you 100%.
I like Conor's response in the post fight where he's saying like those are fighting words. You got something to say? Fucking step into the ring and let's settle it, my man. Like other than that, fucking kick rocks, kid. Well, we got it.
If Khabib's not going to fight anymore in the prime of his career, then yeah, maybe kind of shut the fuck up. Right. Also, be accurate, but at the same time, like if he wants to continue to be a fighter and he has his facts straight, I'm all for it because Conor 3 years ago would have done worse.
Oh, for sure, but you hit it on the head though. I think I'm in Raul's corner because Khabib has said like, "Oh, my gloves are down." Well, then shut up. Right? Yeah. Don't come with words like that if you're done fighting.
Fucking commit, dude.
You guys think he's going to come back out and fight?
Yes.
I've thought all along he'll be back. I don't know when, but I do think he'll be back. And I think Dana knows it. That's why he hasn't vacated.
That's why he hasn't vacated the belt.
That's my opinion.
I think what other reason is there to not vacate the belt by now? Because this is Poirier's belt by all intents and purposes. He's beat everyone else.
Yeah,
He's literally beat Gaethje.
I don't know who has it for Khabib. Like I don't see it.
No, I don't think there's a worthy fight. If Conor had won this fight, I think that was the fight that was going to get Khabib out of retirement. I don't think Khabib comes back to fight Poirier again.
You don't think so?
Khabib will never go up a weight class though.
No, for sure, agreed. I don't think he will either. But I'm saying that his next viable contender is going to be in the next weight class up. That's it.
His style won't translate moving up.
Me too.
Fuck yeah, dude. Hopefully we see Coach Nagy again this week. That'd be cool.
We don't like this PC Conor.
Yeah, that was crazy. Leading up to the fight, he's like complimenting Poirier, and I want to try that hot sauce. I'll send you some proper blah blah blah. Like, come on, Conor, call him a cunt or something. Jesus.
Ah, man, I don't know, dude.
He's this guy.
There's a tremendous
Right.
there is a tremendous amount of respect between the two of them.
I know.
It is odd. It's
I
odd.
want Conor
man.
that calls his fights panties fight or red panties fights. Your wife breaks
Oh,
out the
yeah.
red panties when you fight Conor
I
because you
think the
get
most-
paid, brother.
I think the most disrespectful thing I've ever seen Conor say was whenever he was referring to a wedding picture of Khabib and his wife with their traditional veil over the face all the way through, and he said, "Your wife's a towel mate." Fuck, that's
He said
disrespectful
some
as fuck,
absolutely
dude.
disrespectful shit to Khabib leading up to that fight.
This shit's entertaining as fuck.
I'm with
Corey's
Brett,
definitely
though.
gonna-
That Dustin and Gaethje fight, I want that fight. I
Oh,
want
for
that.
sure.
For the
This would
belt.
be the
That's
battle
what I
of the
want.
chins, man. This would be the battle of the chins because they both have pretty solid fucking chins.
They're
And
both pretty different fighters from the last time they fought too.
for sure, no doubt, no doubt. And so I do think I give the edge to Gaethje in a rematch, just because if we remember correctly, fuck yeah. Oh, Corey. All right. Anyways, thoughts on the Paul brothers and Askren Mayweather bouts coming up? Nice shirt.
Next question.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm just
Whatever.
here
They
so I
go-
don't
they
get
go in
fined.
They go in the same
Whatever,
fucking box.
dude.
Is how did Mike Lowry say it? Is flaccid penises, and
Yeah.
it's what you got to be Jacques Cousteau to get that shit. So between him and LeVar Ball, or the Paul brothers and LeVar Ball, let's just sink the fucking boat here.
I think he's just hoping to make it out of like the first 15 seconds.
do you genuinely think? Okay, so hold on. Brett says Askren gets knocked out, Mayweather runs and wins. Do we really think that Askren loses to a Paul?
No,
No,
I mean,
no.
I don't
would
think
have
you
to-
can.
Why
say
is
that.
everyone so caught up on the fact that he knocked out Nate Robinson? Like,
because
is that
people are
really
so-
your measuring stick here? That you think he's going to beat somebody who's an actual, real, tried and tested fighter? I know the last time we saw Askren, he got knocked out in 4.3 seconds, but still.
Well, they
But-
said Logan
watch
Paul and
other
Conor
Askren
too.
fights.
Yo, Dave, good to see you, my man. Corey says Logan Paul and Conor, they're not even in the same weight class. They couldn't.
Well, neither were Nate,
Logan's fucking
and
massive, dude.
old Paul boy, but you're not gonna beat a tried and true fucking fighter, man.
And Brett is right. He's not a boxer. You're right. But are we really gonna say
Neither is Logan Paul.
Look, Askren gets the quickest knock, is the victim of the quickest knockout in UFC history, and there's no doubt. But you can't. That's credit to Masvidal. It's not necessarily a discredit to Askren, because that fight goes completely different if that doesn't happen. Like
Something
he puts
that
up.
miraculous would have to happen for Paul to win the fight. Like it would have to. And listen,
Yeah.
a puncher's chance is a puncher's chance. So something totally off the fucking wall would have to go on.
Yeah.
And is what are the fucking odds?
Picks
I wanna
or it didn't
see
happen,
Jake
Corey.
Paul and Logan Paul fight a fucking Kodiak bear.
Yes, so they
No
die.
gloves,
I'm-
no,
Yeah.
no escape. I want Trump walls all around them. Fuck, dude, that chick in Game of Thrones did that shit.
Yep.
Man, I don't see. I want to see a rematch between the Bear and Khabib, really, more than anything. Corey says he would have Yokozuna'd Nate Robinson. I think that anyone would have done anything. I mean, look, Nate. I mean, he got caught right in the fucking snooze button, dude. It was
He
bad.
shouldn't have been that far in the fight,
Yes.
though. The ref should have stopped it before then.
Yes, you got it. Who just said that? You got to take her.
He said, "I've got 50 on whatever Paul kid to beat Askren. Any takers on here?" Oh, dude.
Yeah,
Yep.
I think
There's
you have four of them.
Yep, facts. Sorry, Lee. You're on an island on this one, Papa. Okay. Anyways, so yeah. All right. So to continue, I guess to quickly recap this debrief as far as the Poirier fight. I do want to just throw in a quick little cap facts here if we're good, and I'm not going to be outstepping by doing it just because it's the only UFC cap facts we have. I'm going to continue buying us time to make sure that we've got the slide ready to go if there is one. So looking at cap facts for this fight, or for McGregor's future, cap or facts, McGregor's no longer relevant in the lightweight division title discussion, even if Khabib retires. Stove, let's go to you. What are your thoughts, cap or facts?
Cap.
That's cap?
Cap.
Okay, so you're saying this is a one-off. He's still got a chance, top 5 contender. Okay.
Yeah. And as long as he puts in the work and doesn't take another 2 years off of doing whatever else, as long as he stays active in the UFC, then it's been so long since we've done these,
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so that's cap. So he's still a title contender. Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. Okay. All right, Andy.
I'm going facts for right now. Like, because you mean immediately, right?
Yeah. In
I
the
mean,
aftermath of that fight, yeah.
And what's that picture look like? I mean, with Khabib, let's say Khabib retires. You've got Gaethje, you've got Poirier, you've got Ferguson for all intents and purposes. I mean, that's.
I just think after what's happened in this recent fight and the taking the time off and the boxing stunt shit, I just think that now there's a little work to do before you're considered for the title or to fight for the title. I just feel like there's 3-4 guys there that, not to say he can't be in a year or 8 months or, I just, because again, I'm not completely convinced by the Cowboy fight, because Cowboys fought 95 times at this point. And he for all intents and purposes got handled. So
he did
work back into it.
Fair enough. Okay. All right. And Lee says, quickly recap your Venmo, Bret Hart. Let's get to the fight. And you can come see these hands too. So with that being said, let's fucking get out of the UFC and let's talk about some NBA. Is that where we're going next? Hold on. Let me double check, make sure I'm not crazy. Yep. Okay. So we're going to go NBA cap facts. Sorry for the shuffle there, Stove. Okay. NBA cap facts. Yeah, dude. That's all we do is fucking roll the punches. Utah Jazz can compete with the LA Clippers or the Lakers for the West. That is a fucking great one, man. Ugh. Okay. All right, Stove, let's go to you.
Nice one here, Andy. This was a tough one. Yes. Facts. With what they have right now, if they can all stay healthy, I think they're 1 or 2 games ahead of Lakers and Clippers, respectively. If they can stay healthy and keep on playing the way they're playing and that defense, I definitely think that they can compete with them. So facts.
Okay. Fair enough. I'm going to say cap just because I feel like the Lakers and the Clippers are way too strong. I mean, we got deprived of Kawhi last season. We got to see Pandemic Paul in action. That was a tough go. So I think that those guys, we're going to see a lockdown in LA with the West this year. That's my too early prediction. Andy, cap, facts.
I'm going facts. I think they are as deep, if not deeper, than the LA teams. A perennial defensive player of the year candidate and Rudy Gobert. And the biggest thing, I think, for me, the tip of the iceberg would be that Donovan Mitchell has ascended to this player. Years past, I would say a player like LeBron, and now even a player like Kawhi Leonard, you have to have a superstar caliber player to be able to compete with them in a series. And I think Spider's just about there.
I don't think you can't even argue with that. Gary, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm going facts here. I totally understand like the rationale that the Lakers are tough with that front. You know, those you've got LeBron and AD out front of that franchise, but I think the depth, Andy alluded to it. They have a long bench. In addition to Gobert, who jams the middle, you don't want to go to the rim against him. He's not only a stopper, he's a tough guy in the middle. And we don't see a lot of tough guys in the NBA these days. And Spider has become the superstar that the governor of Utah defended him as being. The legislators in Utah actually introduced a bill that denounced Shaquille O'Neal's stance that Donovan Mitchell is not a superstar. So that's phenomenal. But yeah, I mean, I'm right in line with what Andy said. That long bench and the fact that Donovan Mitchell has ascended. He's always been great, but I think he has ascended to the point where we can start to call him a superstar in this league.
That is ride or die as fuck too. I just want that on record. I love that, dude.
The state of Utah is pretty backwards on a lot of shit, but that was pretty cool, man.
Yeah, dude. Absolutely. Shout out Mormons, dude. All of them. Corey Yeoman says, is Tom Brady going to play till he collects Social Security? Fuck osteoporosis and also Giselle. Caps or facts?
We're not talking football, Corey. Fucking relax.
The answer, facts. Okay. So Gary Freeze is a tough guy at the rim too. Damn, Corey. Calling out Gary. Are you a tough guy at the rim, Gary?
No.
All right. Well, there you go. You heard it here first. That's cap. That's fucking cap. Well done, Andy. Well done. All right. Let's go to our next cap facts. LeBron wins the MVP. Cap or facts? Stove.
You know, I think he is the obvious choice right now. He's the clear front runner in a lot of people's minds. But I'm going to go cap on this one. And I'm going to say Joel Embiid will kind of take it towards the end of the season there. LeBron obviously is having some career highs in points per game, 3-point percentage per game, and less minutes right now. But I think they'll kind of rest him a little bit more than the Clippers will. I'm sorry, not the 76ers will with Joel Embiid, and Joel Embiid will kind of outshine the second half of the season to win MVP.
Okay, there we go. All right, so we're gonna go Embiid. Oh, Jesus, Rock Microwave. There we go. A little microwave chiming in. Good to see you. Corey Oman says LeBron gets it just for kicking out that hot Karen from the game, dude. That was a serious ass Karen, and she was like defending her husband too. That was interesting. That whole exchange was just odd.
I want to see the video before LeBron calls him steroid ass. Like, yes. I want to know what the dude actually said to LeBron because I want to judge whether or not LeBron was justified in saying back.
She's already started to backpedal today.
So. Yeah, she apologized, but she's a social media influencer though, so she has to. Right, yeah. She can't have the negative
influencer.
Oh yeah, for sure. That too. That too.
Yeah, she had that fucking Donald Trump mix. Andy, cap or facts? LeBron wins MVP.
I think it's facts. For a couple reasons, Stowe pointed out the things he's doing that are good. Obviously, LeBron you could justify him winning every year. I think one of the things we know with the voters is the voters like a change of pace. The voters like a aha moment. And I think it's been enough years now that they can comfortably say with the right record, obviously, and in the stats, which are going to be there, that LeBron can be MVP and he'll deserve it, I think, too. But I think enough time has passed is the biggest thing for me. Unless Luka decides to will the Mavericks to like 49 wins.
Fucking Luka, man. God damn it. I just want to see him I want to see him get a ring. I want to see him get it. But anyway,
he's got plenty of time.
Yeah.
I know. Man, that kid's fucking
Everybody's
exciting to
waiting out
watch.
LeBron right now since he's got AD as his fucking sidekick now. Everybody's
Yeah,
waiting out
dude,
LeBron.
we need fucking LeBron to hang him up already. All right, let's just fucking call it and move on. You know, it's just kind of becoming
He's looking at Tom Brady shit at this.
that's the problem is that we're looking at the Tom Brady of fucking basketball.
I've never seen a
Wait until his
basketball
son
player.
comes.
I've never seen a basketball player that plays like LeBron, especially like not slow down like this. Like Kareem played for a long time.
It's a big ass
game,
frame,
Different
too.
style too.
Karl Malone played for quite a while too. Different game. It's weird, man. It's like I don't want to say it's true, but if LeBron pisses hot tomorrow, not surprised.
Yeah.
No, I mean he spends $1 million on his.
Everybody's on their fucking keyboard right now typing this shit.
Oh, Andy Flynn said he's on steroids.
Oh, dude, it would not
You heard it
surprise me
here
at all if
first.
he was juicing. And so I'm going to jump in real quick and say LeBron does win the MVP. That is facts. I don't think. I don't see his trajectory slowing down anymore. He's going to continue to fucking do what he does, and that's just be one of the greatest basketball players of all time. I'm not in the mood I'm not in the mood for the LeBron James MJ debate, but what it is simple. He's one of the greats. It is what it is. Gary, does LeBron win the MVP this year?
He should, and as Andy said, he could every year. But also, as Andy said, the voters just they always like a change of pace. I batted around a couple of people I thought could potentially be the one to get that change of pace vote. Even somebody we just talked about, Donovan Mitchell, as a potential guy who they could like. Ooh, we really like the fact that Utah, especially if they finished with the best record in the West, maybe we could see some weird shit like that. But I'm going facts. As again, I don't want to piggyback Andy fucking 3 times here, but I think enough time has passed since his last MVP. Harden won, Russ won, Giannis won. Let's get back to fucking reality here, right? LeBron's the best player in the league. It's a gulf between him and the next guy, despite all the fucking greatness we see from a lot of other players in the league. LeBron is still head and shoulders above everybody else, and it's fucking unbelievable. He's been in the league for 20 goddamn years. What the fuck? Unbelievable. But yeah, I mean, I think it's facts. We get back to reality here.
That shit's fucking wild, man. He's been in the league for fucking ever. Corey Oman says Bron don't finish like Brady in the 4th. Man, I don't know. He got that carrying out right quick and in a hurry, bro. It sounds like he does his job pretty well, and he's got a few rings to boot.
Brady and had a few interceptions.
Facts. Also facts. Okay, so let's go to our next cap facts. The Nets can't win the East. Ooh, I like that one. I like that. It's getting spicy in the comments.
Yeah, we got some business in the comments.
Can the Nets win the East?
That would be facts. And I got 2 words for you. Kyrie Irving. Enough said.
Flat Earth.
Enough said. Right there.
Nets. Nets. No, wrong team. My bad. Anyways,
just as bad, I guess.
Yo, that's
not that bad.
That's disrespectful as shit. We've been on record. Andy, I believe, has gone on the record on the show saying that Kyrie is a meltdown. Very well said. Andy, is the meltdown going to be the reason the Nets can't? Is it cap or facts? Nets are they capable of winning the East?
It's cap. They're not capable of winning the East.
So
it's
that they can't win the East.
They can't win the East. It's
okay.
Facts.
Okay.
And I'm not even going to blame Kyrie 100% of the way here. I'm just going to say after watching the replay of that Wizards game and the fact that they can't defend anyone, their big 3 plus Joe Harris scores them 1,000 points in one game, and they still can't win against a bad team with a couple of good scores. Yeah, it's troublesome, man. They cannot play defense. They have no leaders. We talked about this a little bit in our chat the other day, and I don't you can't win with that. I just don't see it. I think that Giannis and company or Embiid and company will steamroll them in a 7-game series when it comes down to it.
Damn. That, and honestly, I don't know if you know this, but Van Vliet had a career day the other night, and so that's somebody to be worried about too.
Yeah, it happened against my team. I know.
Yeah, I just thought I'd remind you real quick. Gary, can the Nets win the East? Cap or facts?
The Nets can't win these. Facts.
They can't, so this is facts.
And I'm going to go a step farther than Andy did there when he said they can't play defense. I think it's more so that they won't play defense. They just refuse to even attempt to play defense. And we talked about it in the chat. They don't have anybody on that team that's going to hold each other accountable. Harden's not going to do it because he's a pussy, and we saw that play out in Houston. Kyrie Irving's been a meltdown. He's a pussy. Ran away from LeBron because he couldn't have the spotlight. Ran away from Boston because he couldn't have the fucking spotlight there. And now we're seeing it in Brooklyn, and Durant's not going to do it because he's a pussy. Draymond called him that, right? So fuck it.
He just called them all pussies.
Exactly.
I was really hoping he was going to finish with calling KD a pussy. I wasn't sure if it was going to go there.
I got there.
I was waiting for it too.
Yeah, buddy. I mean, they won't play defense 4 times this year. We talked about it in the chat. 4 times they've allowed a team to score their season high. 149 fucking points from the Wizards. And that meltdown at the end of the game against a bad team is, I mean, you give up a 3, then you throw a shitty inbounds pass, give up another 3. You deserve to lose that fucking game. So, no, they can't win the East. I've got at least Philly and Milwaukee above them, and I probably Boston beats them in a 7-game series.
Yeah.
The whole borough of Brooklyn is a bunch of pussies.
That's a tough
Nobody from there
go.
watches.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Closer to me than you guys, anyway.
Shout out BK. Damn it, that's a tough go. Yeah, and facts. I mean, that's across the board. That's facts.
4 for 4.
And Kyrie, I mean, in my opinion, I think Kyrie is going to be the big hindrance. But yeah, I like the argument about the lack of leadership there. You know, there's not really kind of that individual who's going to be able to lead the team as needed. And on a Draymond note, I love this McGregor exchange between Clay and everything.
Yeah,
Clay goes on record. He's just mad. He's probably not going to be in the league next year. And then fucking Draymond talking about there's too many tough guys out here. Ain't nobody afraid of no Rodney.
Rodney.
Yeah,
Rodney.
Oh, disrespectful, bro.
Yo, Clay put on display there, though, that I've heard and we've seen reports of like his legendary trash talk. He put it on public display there for Rodney.
I fuck with it, man.
He's just mad 'cause he's gonna be out of the league next year, bro.
I need that. I need that. Fuck, this comment section is getting hella spicy.
What am I missing?
Just Corey, bruh. Like I learned this lesson a long time ago. If you find yourself in a hole, stop digging. So let's get to the next one. The next cap facts. Has Giannis reached his peak? Is that cap or fact? Stove, tell me, say it ain't so.
Cap. I'm going to say cap on this one. He's still young. And truthfully, he's been the guy the whole time he's been there. They need to get some better pieces around him to where I think he can excel a little bit more. Yes, he's what 2-time defensive player of the year.
Yep.
You know, I mean, that speaks volumes for itself. But he needs to get some better pieces around him, some better role players around him to where he can fully excel and take it to that next step. I mean, we've seen that with a lot of the other stars in the NBA throughout history. You know, there's always 1, 2, maybe even 3 key role players. And when you have that, they're all going to excel and better themselves and each other to reach that next level. So cap on this one.
And that's
Scottie
cap.
Pippen.
Interesting. Ooh. All right,
Scottie
Andy,
Pippen Jr.'s coming up.
Andy, it
soon.
looks like you've got thoughts, as Gary likes to say on a very regular basis. He has thoughts, and before we get to your thoughts, just because I like to stretch shit out, I'm gonna go with cap as well, just so that I can go ahead and be joined in with that ass chewing that's gonna come out of that. Gary, what is your opinion? Has Giannis reached his peak? Cap or facts?
I think if you look at it on the surface, it's probably easy to say facts because he's He's absurdly good, and it doesn't seem like there's a lot of room left for growth, but I'm going to go Cap, and only for one reason, because we've seen him start to improve his 3-point shooting and his mid-range shooting. And if I'm going to, say that my statement needs something from him, I need him to continue to improve that jump shot for this to be a correct statement. I think he can get better, because if he can stretch the floor and make you defend him for 28 to 30 feet, then he becomes absolutely fucking unbelievably dangerous, like LeBron is. Now, Giannis is nowhere near the passer. He's not LeBron, right? I'm not trying to say that. I'm just saying that once LeBron developed the ability to knock down a good, respectable percentage from 3, that's when he became unguardable. And Giannis, if he continues to improve, this is Cap, because he becomes that on the offensive side of the floor. And he's already one of the, if not the best defender in the league.
Well, and we all last season were saying that, whenever who is going to become the next LeBron? Is it Luka? Giannis was in that conversation. I think Embiid may have been in that conversation, but we were also talking about how he's fucking 20+ soft. So, Andy, let's go ahead and get your I'm going to guess you're going to say facts. So, what are your thoughts?
So real quick, my expressions I was just making were because I was finally reading the comments.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Good job, Corey. Great work, bud.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah. Figure it out, bud.
I am, however, I'm going facts, and before anybody gets upset, I don't think that that's a bad thing. I believe that, if your ceiling is Giannis Antetokounmpo,
You're doing all right, bud.
Doing all right.
yeah, you're like the fucking Sistine Chapel is your. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
however, my biggest thing with Giannis is I don't see a lot of skill from him, and I don't. And that's weird to say, but like,
It's bully ball.
bear with me here. Joel Embiid does a lot of bully ball, and we're bringing up Embiid a lot tonight. I think Stove started that, but Embiid has skill. There's touch. You can see it when he shoots, when he passes. Even when Giannis is having a good night shooting and passing, I don't see like touch. I don't see a finesse, a skill there. So I feel like it's just one of those things, those areas he's never going to be real good at or real reliable at. However, again, if you've topped out at Giannis Antetokounmpo, and he's 26 years old, he's just going to be able to continue to dominate even without evolving. But yeah, I think that being maybe the best defender in the league, and probably the 3rd to 6th best offensive player in the league, you're probably okay either way.
Your ceiling is Hall of Fame, and you've already gotten there.
Right, and you can still expect to win or run for MVPs, Defensive Player of the Years, and NBA championships. So it's not a bad thing. People often associate, like, has he reached his peak with being, like, a bad thing. I mean, I think LeBron reached his peak. Well, I don't even know. LeBron might have reached his peak
In
now.
junior high?
Which is weird. But and then again in Miami, and then again in Cleveland, and then again now. But it's so weird. But yeah, I do. I think it's facts.
He's gone from McKinley to K2 to Everest.
Right. But it's not like pissing your pants on the school bus. Nobody's going to pick on you for reaching your peak.
I feel like LeBron definitely peaked. He just peaked at Everest and plateaued after that.
Yeah.
Like he's on God's shit.
Even Dwayne Wade was saying, like, just recently that he thinks LeBron
is better now than he was in Miami. That's
so fucking weird.
That's fucking terrifying. If you're in the Western Conference or the Eastern Conference, or even just like enjoy the game of basketball with an aspiration of being in the league when he's there.
Well, I mean, it's and it's one of those things you can liken to. You didn't want to get into this earlier, Raul, and we won't necessarily get into it, but I'm going to bring up the name anyways. Michael Jordan, when he played with the Wizards, like that man was 40 years old and had taken time off, and he was he wasn't necessarily Michael Jordan in 96, but like it was, he was so good that he was out there busting ass and still looking at like Kwame Brown like, why can't you do this shit? You're a pup. So it's some
It's amazing too. And Raul, you mentioned he spends a lot of money on his body, right? And that's the thing that separates like those people, like Terrell Owens or Terrell Owens. It's Terrell Davis, Terrell Owens, whatever. Terrell Owens used to say the same thing, right? He invested in a cryo recovery tank for his fucking house, right? And he did yoga and he did constantly. He was stretching, acupuncture treatment, electroshock stuff, right? Like that stim therapy and shit. Like he put a lot of time into his body
in post games. Yeah,
he did cry a lot about his quarterback in post games. But LeBron does the same thing, and I think that's what we're seeing, right? The difference, like Michael Jordan was the first guy that said, "I'm going to lift weights to get stronger," right? And that was revolutionary at his time. Basketball players didn't lift weights because they thought it would fuck up their jump shot, right? That was always the prevailing sentiment. Well, Michael said, "Fuck it, I'm going to get stronger because Lambeer and fucking Isaiah, they're all kicking my ass, right? I've got to be able to withstand that punishment," and got him over the hump, right? Now he added some key contributors as Stove alluded to, but we're seeing that evolution of how you take care of your body. And LeBron puts a lot of work in, you know, steroids aside, right? We're not going to accuse him of that today. Are we? No. But he put he puts a lot of time and effort and money. He sinks a lot of time into his body to take care of his body. And we're seeing that pay off for him. You're seeing that because Jordan didn't do that stuff, right? He took time off and then he said, "Fuck it, I miss playing basketball. I'm going to come back with the Wizards." And we saw his unbelievable gifts that were able to carry a shell of himself to show up guys like Kwame Brown. We just don't see that with LeBron. He's never taken time off. He's played Olympics. He's playing year round.
Well,
it seems.
We typically see in sports in general, we see, and it's not, you know, the rule here, but we see workers or talents. Like, and a lot of guys have a shitload of talent and it's natural, God-given.
McGrady.
And they work less or not at all. Or we see the guys who don't have that much talent or they have less talent and they work more. And then we get, you know, LeBron's kind of a rarity in that
combination.
Sense. Kobe Bryant is another one who was just such a fucking student. I mean, with literally, actually, there was a funny McGrady story where like Kobe told McGrady he was going to do something else during the Olympics, and then so McGrady shows up to the gym a few hours later, and he's like, "What are you doing here?" And he was like, "Oh well, you know, basically Kobe lies to him so that McGrady's not in the gym." And McGrady's like, "We're on the same team." Like it's weird, you know. But it's Kobe in a nutshell, and you know, it's just. Some guys work, some guys have that natural ability, and when you get the ones who just like
have both,
like Jordan was. I think if Jordan had been like a LeBron or a Kobe, it would have been over. Like he did want to kill you in the same sense as Kobe, but that motherfucker was playing golf and gambling and smoking cigars
and Miller Lights
at halftime.
Could you imagine if he was just like doing yoga and
had a cryotherapy room in his house?
Still be playing right now. Yeah. Like it's crazy.
Yo, is that Brandon Laird, former catcher of the Detroit Tigers? Do we have a celebrity appearance?
Doubt it. This is a guy that I know from Project Refit.
Shit.
What one and the same question?
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Now we're on to something.
All right. Yes, we are on to something, and that's the best part of our episode. 74 episodes straight we dedicate to fallen service members, and this episode is going to be dedicated to Army Chief Warrant Officer 2 John D. Smith, who passed away February 23rd, 2003, serving during Operation Enduring Freedom. He was 32 years old from Nevada, and he was signed to B Company, 5th Battalion, 158th Aviation Regiment out of Aviano Air Force Base or Air Base, Italy. He was killed in the UH-60 Black Hawk crash in Kuwait. So Army Chief Warrant Officer 2 John D. Smith, we have the watch, brother. Rest in peace.
Love that shit, Flint. Smash it.
So Gary Free Sr.
Yeah.
asking an excellent question. Is LeBron going to be able to play until his son gets to the NBA? That's an excellent Capper Facts. I love that. How close are we to seeing Bronny
4
get
years?
2 or 3.
years?
I feel like he should have just
Maybe it's
popped his
3.
head around and asked that question.
Yeah. Get on camera and ask the question.
Well, it's too late now.
Yeah, that's definitely
He sent it in.
There we go. There we go. Man, I honestly, I fucking hope so. I mean, anyone else feel different? I mean, I hope so. I hope we get a chance to see both of those guys, 2 separate teams on the court.
I'm going to tell you,
love
one of
that.
the greatest moments, I was super, super young when it happened, but I see replays of it all the time. Griffey and Griffey going back to back, right? I want to see LeBron alley-oop to LeBron Jr. or Bronny off the backboard, right? That's what I want to see. And I'm calling on Commissioner Silver. I want you, when Bronny is eligible for the draft, to fucking use your powers of dictatorship to make sure that Bronny ends up on LeBron's team. Fuck the draft. That needs to happen. I see Corey Yeoman over there.
Fucking Corey.
Yeah, I want him to be David Stern for a minute, man. I want Bronny on LeBron's team. I don't care who wins the lottery.
Yo, Corey, how's that quick stand, bud? What's going on? How you doing?
Dude.
I mean, here's the good news is Stove's mic's lit and I haven't heard any crazy shit going on in the background. Which means Microwave is maybe keeping her shit. He just made a face, so
Hell yeah. Oh God. Listen, children, y'all fucking calm down. We're talking about sports here, okay? We're talking about fucking sports, bro. All right, this is where we're at with it. I do have some NFL cap facts for you guys, and feel free to chime in here. I want to see what y'all think about that. But we're going to get to the first topic here, and this is going to be talking about Deshaun Watson. Is he traded by Super Bowl Sunday? It's all super public, has been for a while, all of the rumor mills, all this and that. Now it's all out and about. He wants out. And I think it's to no one's surprise. There's plenty of rumor mill running around prior to this being made more public. Is he traded by Sunday? So, Stove, let's go to you. Cap facts.
Cap. No way. If it does happen, I mean, okay. Like, I'm not going to be too excited either way, but I think it definitely happens after Super Bowl Sunday. I actually think it happens closer to actually the start of NFL season. So mid-March, or even maybe a week or so before the NFL draft, really. So Cap.
Okay, that's Cap. That's one vote for Cap. Andy, what are your thoughts? Cap or facts?
that's Cap. It's too close, man. Like you're too close, man. That just reminded me like the great Dave Chappelle skit. I can't see it. Not by Sunday. I'm gonna go lukewarm take here. I think it happens after the season starts.
Oh,
I think they might carry.
Whoa.
Dude.
So
they're stupid and they don't want to do it.
You think they're going to start the season with Deshaun Watson not playing and then try to trade him?
Maybe not the regular season.
Ooh. Oh, okay. So
I
after
think
maybe camp,
I think they may go into camp, maybe even preseason.
Try to call his bluff, and then when he doesn't report,
after
they have to trade him.
Official season has started, not after not week one. I don't think we'll get that.
We'll see him get traded for like a pack of green gummy bears if that happens, because they have no leverage at that point.
Yeah, but they're not inherently smart.
I get that. That's not a lukewarm take.
Like
that's a fucking hot take. I like it,
Bayless.
I like it.
Stove take.
I think they're dumb enough to feel.
I would love to see that fucking drama play
there was
out.
Still a report like a week ago. They don't want to trade him. Like, what are you guys doing? Just fucking.
The Lions said they didn't want to trade Stafford until his agent came out and said,
right,
they've worked mutually together. Like,
until the Rams were like, hey, we'll give you a couple back-to-back first rounders, a third rounder, and a quarterback
and this former Super Bowl quarterback.
And we'll pay off your mortgage. Like, just fucking threw it all in there, dude.
And like Campbell was like, I didn't even fucking threaten to bite one kneecap. I swear to God. And they did this shit anyway. Like, it's so weird.
Oh, Jesus.
Man.
Corey Yeoman says Houston better get a bigger deal than the Lions. First of all, don't be
not
fucking.
a question.
But first of all, like, don't be coming at Stafford like that. Calm the fuck down.
Well,
all right?
also the Lions in the Stafford deal kind of helps Houston get a better deal, I think, because
Huge helper.
Because listen, there was and I was talking to you guys about it. There was a lot of writers were going out, like every fucking thing I was seeing was making me depressed because I was seeing like, oh,
a second and a
Detroit will
fifth.
get a second and a fifth, and maybe a starter,
a seventh if
like
they
a
make
young
the
starter.
playoffs. Like, fuck off.
We'll give you 2 guys from our practice squad.
Although I'm like used to it as a Lions fan, I'm like, yeah, it seems like a Lions trade.
We've still got Javid Best under contract. We'll give you
Oh
him.
my God, dude.
Hey, there's one of those homeless guys holding a sign out of our stadium looking to get on the practice squad. We'll send you him too.
Yeah, I couldn't believe the reports that like,
You have to
Detroit's going
supply
to get
the
a couple
pads.
mid-round picks. That's
Well,
insane.
and
to me.
this is what I always tell people: like when you watch these guys on television, the analysts and shit, and even the ones that fucking it says insider next to their name, and you see these beat writers, and do they have contacts in these leagues? Sure. Do these contacts equate to like we know what the fuck is going to happen? No. Like at the end of the day, when somebody is saying like player X is probably going to net this team this and this, that is simply their fucking opinion. Because even if you have a GM contact, they're not talking to fucking Davey from the Washington Post saying, hey, I think that we might offer this, because then you fucking sunk your own ship. Like, it's just not the way it works. So even with these guys that have this insider knowledge, they're still just taking their experience in the league maybe and fucking applying it to whatever. But being a GM of a team or a president of a team is so different.
Yeah, for sure.
Gary, cap or facts, is Watson traded by Super Bowl Sunday?
I know I'm the one that proposed this, but it's cap. I want it to be facts. Like, I want some big news this week because the Super Bowl media stuff has sucked with all this remote stuff and everybody's playing nice, but it's cap. And I think it's going to end up the day before the draft or maybe 2 days before the draft. I think Houston's going to hold out. And Andy said they're inherently dumb, and I agree with him. But the right move is to wait until Wednesday before the draft and get the best package you can get. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if I'm a GM for another team and the draft is 24 hours away, I'm probably going to sweeten the pot to get one of the 5 best quarterbacks in the league at the age of 25, under contract through 2026. I'm throwing caution to the wind Wednesday before the draft if I can get Deshaun Watson.
I'm kind of on the same train of thought. I had thought initially it was going to happen right before the draft. But yeah, I mean, fuck, to go all the way to the preseason, Andy. God damn.
I love that take, though. I want that drama from March to July. I want that drama so bad. Oh,
I dig that shit.
He's an insider.
Uh-oh. Yep.
Insider knowledge.
Oh, he's getting a call.
So I just got a call, and the Rams are going to offer their 24, 25, 26, 27.
And Matthew Stafford.
And Matthew Stafford for Deshaun Watson.
And Matthew Stafford.
Yes.
That's so. The fucking Rams would do it, too. They had
would, man. McVay's all in, buddy.
Jesus. Still going in the comments, I see. Fuck's sake.
Yeah, I keep looking at it. I love this shit. Like,
yeah.
I'm going to cancel my fucking Spectrum tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking forward to fucking season 2 of this shit. All right. So let's go to our next
Stove, on the other
facts.
hand, is not.
Stove.
He's getting an earful after this. Who the fuck is that Corey Yeoman?
You know that Corey Yeoman.
Is that who's
Low
dick
microwave,
you
I can
love?
promise you. He's a
Never met
guy
him
from
before.
back
I
in New
heard he
York,
was
and
from
Stowe's
Carolina.
never met him.
So this next cap or facts question.
Yeah. Okay. San Francisco trades for a QB this offseason. Cap or facts? Stove, talk to me.
I'm going to say facts on this one. Jimmy G, I just don't think he's the right fit there anymore for San Fran. Injuries have kind of plagued him ever since he's left New England. And so I think they're in the market for a QB this season, whether or not they, they'll trade for him. So facts.
Who?
Well, that wasn't part of the question, but Sam Darnold.
Ooh.
I like that take.
Ooh.
Sam Darnold.
I like that.
Where does he
And
look
good for
anyway?
Sam, too. Good for fucking Sam.
Get out of New York.
He's been through enough, dude.
Never
Jets. All right. So, Andy, what are your thoughts on this?
I think it's facts, man, because there is significant rumors that they were pursuing Stafford. So why would they stop there? Unless it's a situation where they coveted Stafford. I just think it's a situation where they saw a chance to grab an upgrade and tried. So why wouldn't they continue? I'm assuming they're probably trying to stag Watson as we speak. So Sam Darnold, though, that's kind of
I like that take.
a curveball. I do like the take. I don't know. Maybe. I think they're going to be barking up the Watson tree as much as they can.
Sure.
But who knows? Yeah, I do. I think it's facts.
And in the meantime, Corey over here talking about Uncle Rico, aka Gardner Minshew. That's are we still going to say that Gardner Minshew is the fucking real deal?
Rico.
No, I get it. I mean, it was clearly.
Gardner's
Look,
like one
he's-
of those novelty
God bless you,
dudes, I
Corey.
think, that's like where he comes in, there's not like high expectations. He plays for a shitty team, and he has some decent games, and then he's like got this persona with the mustache and the hair, and everybody's like, "Oh my god,
He is the Florida man.
And then
Yeah.
it's like now nobody. It's like Lynn Sanity almost when Jeremy Lin was on the Knicks. It's just one of those weird fucking things that happens, and now nobody cares.
Oh, that's so good. What a great that's a great comparison too.
Oh, it's so good.
All right, Gary, cap facts. San Francisco trades for QB this offseason.
Facts. They were in on Stafford. They're definitely going to be in on Watson. I think they're going to swing and miss on Watson though, because I just think the price is going to be too steep, and they're a pretty frugal franchise, and that's what's gotten them to the point where they're at, where they're a Super Bowl ready roster. I'm gonna I'm gonna sound like I'm going to my own well here, but I think Minnesota's ready to move on from Kirk Cousins, and I know that Kyle Shanahan.
Hey, real quick, Stove, you want to chime in on that one?
Really? Minnesota done with Kirk?
Yeah, I think
No.
Yeah.
No.
I think that they are. I don't think it's the right move.
Where are they going to give Jimmy G now?
I
How
don't know
many
what you're talking
guaranteed?
about, bro. He's okay.
I don't know.
Shit.
Yeah, I mean, if I were a guy that finished in the top 7 every year in quarterback production, I'd love to be called okay as shit. But that's fine. Anyway,
Here we go.
Kyle Shanahan has had eyes for Kirk Cousins since he left Washington. So I think that's where San Francisco is ultimately going to go, because they're going to be able to get him at a lower price. They're going to be able to get him for a couple of picks, not 3 first-round picks. Because that, to me, the Stafford trade sets the baseline for Houston at 3 firsts and probably a second and maybe a couple of mids as well, unless you're going to get some defensive starters, which is what has been reported they're looking for. San Fran doesn't want to give up defensive starters. They've got a Super Bowl defense. They've got some decent weapons on offense, and they've got one of the handful of best offensive minds in football who had some really good years with Kirk Cousins in Washington. So I think that's where we're going to see a reunion of Shanahan and Cousins.
I like that take. I like that take a lot. Maybe there's somebody that can make some good out of Kirk Cousins. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like I said, I mean, if you're a top 7 production quarterback in the league, it's really hard to, produce for your team that way.
I'd rather be
It is.
okay as shit in the Bay Area than in Minnesota, though, too.
Exactly. You know, it's a win-win.
That's a
It's a
fact.
win-win.
That's an upgrade for Kurt.
But that defense, man, if they can stay healthy, because they were fucking just destroyed,
Yeah,
pummeled
they-
with injuries, but goddamn, that defense just on roster is it's a problem for
They were
any team.
super competitive all year,
Mhm.
despite only winning 4 games, 5 games. They were
I think
incredibly,
I mean,
incredibly competitive.
that's honestly where I thought Stafford was going. Like it got. I mean, at first I was like, "Oh, he's going to go to the Colts," and then it kind of started to.
I'm starting to think the Colts are sold on
mature.
Jacob Eason.
I kind of like that Stafford Shanahan matchup or
Listen,
that
people
chemistry
selling,
potential.
People selling cards are sold on Jacob Eason.
Clearly,
It's gotten out of hand. They're also sold on. Bro, you can walk by without getting camera time like that.
Hell yeah! So if you don't get your ass off this camera, son, that's awesome.
It's funny.
That's so good.
He didn't want to come down the stairs for a minute. I'm like, no, you can come down, man. Just come down. Just walk through. And then he walks through. Fucking
Corey's got a good point about that MetLife turf, man. They had to play back-to-back weeks there, and they had like 7 injuries those 2 weeks. Nuts.
Yeah, that's also true. And it looks
They
like
played the Giants and the Jets, I believe, in back-to-back weeks, and had fucking ridiculous amount of injuries.
looks like we're getting a truce in the comment section, which is nice. Nice little breath of fresh air, restoring peace to this fucking Israeli-Palestinian conflict going on in the goddamn comments. The battle of misspelled misogyny. All right, so God bless you.
That's not the internet, Corey. That shit is forever.
That shit is forever, my guy. Listen, thank God this wasn't a spelling bee. Be yet another L. Okay, I had a capper facts that I was gonna throw in there right before we got into this Super Bowl preview, but it's fucking gone with everything happening in the comments. So, with that being said,
well, hold on, though. Hold on,
right.
hold on, because
go on.
Because I have a new capper facts.
Oh yeah,
and so I mean, we can feel free to like. Shit, where did I lost it? I
lost it too
because I lost it. God damn it! You know what? We're gonna come back to this. I will remind you in a little bit because I lost it. I had the thing pulled up and then it died.
I got one here. I got one.
Okay, good, great.
Cap or fact? Andy needs to take down those damn Christmas lights behind him.
That's cap. That's cap.
Cap.
That's cap.
Thank you.
That's cap.
February, bud.
That's cap, and everyone on that side of the screen can eat my dick from the back. I don't give a shit.
I took down everything else. Okay, it's all gone.
It's a fucking work in progress, bro. Do you?
Inside.
Hey, it's your house. Are they paying your mortgage? Fuck them.
No, man. They can. I like the shit on the banister. Like
at night when you come down and get a glass of milk and cookies.
I need to figure out another setup because you can't even tell that it's kind of like pine from here. You can just see the lights. You can't tell it's pine. Shut up. I see stuff judging me.
I mean, I can see it right there. I mean,
no, the camera ain't that good. You don't know what you're looking at.
Camera's pretty good.
Camera don't lie.
Anyways,
the camera is very nice.
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Anyways, I was just taking care of my mentals.
Are you taking care of that chicken though? That's really what matters.
Yeah, the chicken. The chicken likes the lights. That's why we have them.
Chicken likes the lights.
Hey.
Because for the mental
use that in a completely different context for the record.
We know, but there's a real chicken. I have one.
No, you don't.
Hey, I actually have one here.
I don't want to go down that road.
Totally off the topic and the topic that we have not discussed since I have been on the show. Cap or facts?
It's a lot of buildup.
March Madness goes off without a hitch this year.
Cap.
Facts. They've got a good plan in place. Single site. The whole tournament happens in Indy, I believe.
Oh, so they're going to bubble it.
They're bubbling.
Okay, I didn't see that. Never mind. No, facts.
Facts.
Also,
it's a proven
March
formula.
Madness makes entirely
NBA proved it.
March Madness makes entirely too much money in a month and a half
Facts.
to let that shit slip again.
They're not even going to
Again.
test.
Yes.
They're
Again.
going to test when they get there, and
Much
that's
money.
it, bud.
Way too much money. I do like the question though, still, because
That's a great question.
I missed March
Yeah.
Madness last year.
Oh,
Anybody watching? All 9 of you? Yeah, sheets.
Sheets.
Keep it on the low.
hey, speaking of March Madness and real quick, for everyone that has visited our Facebook page and has liked, commented, and shared the team that they think will win the Super Bowl, just an FYI, everyone that has done that has been entered into a square pool. And we've had so much attention to it, and so many people have commented that we are actually on square number 2. So
Heyo.
potentially, I think everything ends on Friday the 5th. I think maybe at 5 p.m. So there's still time. We're about 50 comments short of filling 2 full squares. So potentially, if we can get all squares on the second bracket done, potentially 8 winners for Super Bowl Sunday. So thank you for everyone that have commented with your predictions and everything, and shared our Facebook posts and everything else. So without you guys, we wouldn't be doing this. So thank you.
And if you're watching and you didn't, fuck you. So
Time to go do it.
I do.
Looking
I
at you,
do
Corey.
remember.
Looking at you, Corey.
Yeah, I do remember the Capper Facts now. I just had to re-pull it up. It's the UFC 259 that's coming up March 6th.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay, so 3 title fights,
Yep.
obviously. Adesanya, Nunes, and Jan. So Capper Facts, 2 champs. Well, and we're gonna call out no, it's not Adesanya. It would be Blachowicz would be the champ in that fight because it's for the other belt. 2 champions lose belts that night. And remember, Adesanya is the contender that night, which is probably
Facts. Yes, sir. I'm going facts all the way. And I was talking with Gary about this when we
Do
were
you think Nunes loses a belt?
Hey, I haven't looked at the fights yet to predict who's going to win or who's going to lose.
Because I can tell you,
He's just playing the odds, bro.
I'm playing the odds right now.
I'll
but
tell you in
I am
Spanish.
doing-
No,
In Spanish.
it's not fucking happening, dude.
Sí, señor.
Oh, don't do that. That's just racist.
all right. So Raul,
So, Raul, you have
Capper
Blachowicz
Facts.
in Nunes winning or Jan in Nunes?
No, I'm running this, Gary.
I'm sorry. I'll take my ball and go home.
Stay in your lane. Shout out LeVar Ball.
Never lost.
Never lost.
All right, Raul, Capper Facts.
I think Nunes keeps her belt. I mean, for starters.
Okay.
I think, but I do see, Stylebender's definitely going to win, in my opinion.
He's tapping that ass.
Yeah. I don't see him lose. In what world is he going to lose? I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't even know what the size difference looks like at this point. I don't know. Either way, he's not going to fucking lose. And
Blachowicz
then-
has him
Have they,
outsized by a bit.
have they confirmed
Right.
the Woodley fight?
Well, what you got to think is Adesanya is
I don't think so.
actively gaining weight. He already has the height and reach, though.
Yeah.
He's a couple inches taller. He's got like a 4-inch reach. It's the meat. I mean,
Yeah.
not
Blachowicz is
that, not
rock.
that meat, Corey. Let's not get back into some shit. we were
Oh,
talking.
God damn it, Corey.
That's why I can block people. So
So
No, we don't believe in that.
So again, it would be him gaining weight is obviously the concern.
Right.
However, I don't know what the difference is.
I think
maybe-
I think that Stylebender has the complete potential to use his increase in size as a tool.
it's only a 20
It's a
pound difference.
30
what they
pound
did at.
difference.
It's a big difference.
It's
it's
30.
That's a big difference.
No, it's 20.
Blachowicz is 216. Stylebender's 185.
I've got fighting weights 205, 185.
Okay, so that's 20. I mean, either way, I think that Stylebender is fully capable of
I'm
making
just
that a
looking-
completely.
I'm looking at the
amazing
matchup stats.
Well, that's what I'm looking at, dude. On ESPN. Where are you?
I'm on UFC.
Well, fuck UFC.
All right.
I
You can
don't
fuck
know.
me.
I mean,
Fuck.
Well, they
Fuck
I
the
don't-
sanction. What are we
here's
talking?
the thing. Here's the thing: is I hate when I look at like
Fuck Uncle
NBA.com and they tell me a player is one height, and then I look at NBA.com. NBA.com says one, UFC says another, or ESPN says another. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, why is Kevin Durant 7 foot tall there and 6'10" here? So I don't know what to tell you. I'm just this ESPN
He
app.
fights it. Okay, he fights at 205. You're right. UFC's got him at 2. I don't know why they have him.
So they should be fighting at 205.
Well, it's Blachowicz's belt that they're fighting for. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, we had what? One cap or one fax, one cap?
So far.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gary.
So Raul has Peter Yan retaining his belt too. You don't think Sterling's got anything for him?
I guess that is the one I was going to be on the fence for. I just feel like Jan's going to fucking win it, dude.
Jan's a guy I think could make the boxing crossover as good as he is as a boxer. Anyway, if it's on me, I'm facts on this. I think Sterling is going to beat Jan, and I think Stylebender is going to beat Blachowicz. I think the fight style is what's going to neutralize that. I love Jan Blachowicz. I love the way he fights. He's a rock, but I just think that Adesanya is, you can't hit him, and that dude does damage every time he puts his hands in front of him. Like when he touches you and hurts you. It's insane for the way he's so surgical and precise. He reminds me of like Conor when he was at his peak. Like the dude didn't throw a wasted punch. He hurt you every time. I think Nunes retains her belt because Nunes could beat a lot of the dudes in the UFC. She's so fucking devastating, man.
I think that's where I'm at with it, is that if we're going to see 2 upsets, it's not going to be Nunes.
I don't
If
think
we're going to see 2 and news and new, it is not going to be Nunes.
Yeah.
She's not losing.
I think it's going to be Blachowicz and Jan if it happens, and that's the 2 I have losing.
I'm going cap. I think Adesanya wins.
Yep.
I think Jan and Nunes win. I just,
Yeah.
It's not to take anything away, but I went back and forth on the Peter Yan thing, but like the last time we saw him fight, it was just fucking clockwork. So
Yeah.
I'm standing.
It looked too routine for him, man. Like he was dominant. He was confident. He was moving efficiently. He was controlling the octagon and the space within it. I mean, fuck, dude.
We talked about this fight on a show.
Yeah.
It was last fight. I don't even remember who he fought, but I remember being like, holy fucking shit.
Yeah,
And
it's wild.
It was all calm and calculated. And I think Gary made a good point talking about him making a crossover to boxing because he approached a lot of it like a boxer. There was no hurry. There was nothing erratic to it. It was just very calculated. So,
Right.
This would be the point of the show where I would hand it back to Raul
Thanks, man.
with the utmost sincerity.
I was actually just trying to figure out what Jan's last fight was because I can't remember for the fucking life of me. Oh, it was Aldo.
Oh, Aldo. Yes.
And that now, granted, we're looking at a back 9 Aldo, to be fair. But I mean, this man's fucking 15-1, dude. He's a stud. I just don't see him losing. And so,
well, and he's younger than Sterling too. I mean, they're the same height.
I'll also add too that like we're gonna see Jan lose before we see Nunes lose.
Probably. I mean, this is a chick that was talking about retiring. Shit, I said chicks. Sorry, microwave. This is a woman who talked about retiring because nobody had the smoke for her. So, I mean, dude, she's
And she didn't hide that was her reason.
no,
either.
she's a fucking problem, man. Like,
Yeah.
just out there drinking
Monster.
Modelo. She's in the fucking bar with a bunch of dudes. Like, this is my squad. No fucks given. No fake nails. I'm digging the whole too, aren't I? Fuck. Anyways, so
let's get to
The comments of Andy Flint do not reflect the beliefs of Backyard Sports.
yeah, I'm a misogynist. Is that how you say it? Misogynist?
Something like that.
Misogynist?
misogynist. All right.
A Freemason.
Listen, yeah. Sorry, guys. I always cause trouble. Don't mean to. Just find stuff funny. Yeah, God damn you for finding
Don't
things
apologize.
funny. No
that, Corey?
apologies
Corey, you-
necessary.
Microwave's gonna
Corey,
rip
you
you.
better apologize.
Okay, so let's get to the main fucking event. Okay, and I'm not talking about the fact that Stove loves dick. I'm talking about the Super Bowl. Okay.
Heyo.
So let's talk about the Super Bowl. Okay, we are looking at a showdown of an AFC.
You guys are so gay for each other. Holy shit.
They're just
Oh shit. I
You
can't
guys
say
should
that
make
anymore,
out.
can I? It's not PC. Fuck.
what's not PC.
The word gay.
Anything I say.
I don't think.
Yeah.
I think the word "gay" is not PC. Fuck that, dude. The cover photo of our Facebook says politically incorrect. So fuck that, you bunch of gays. Fuck that. Anyways, so with that being said, let's get into
Christ.
Super Sunday, as Gary Freeze Sr. says. God damn. All right, let's get into it. All right, we're going to see an AFC presence without Tom Brady. We are going to see Tom Brady undefeated in the fucking NFC with a Super Bowl. He's going to have a Super Bowl appearance. Let's get to it. Stove, do we see a situation where Pat Mahomes pulls it off? Are we going to see the speed of the Tyreek Hills of the world? Everyone else, are we going to see that offense? Travis Kelce, the battle of two arguably great Hall of Fame worthy tight ends, battle it out on the field. Who's going to have the better defense? Who's going to pull it off? Super Bowl predictions. Do we have the line? That's the other question I was going to have.
I got the
Chiefs,
line.
3.5.
Hey,
Three
It
and a
was
half.
3.5. It might be down to
said I
3.
got it.
Okay, Andy, go fucking head.
You guys are a bunch of fucking shine stealers.
What is it?
No, you're
3.5.
gonna win now.
What is it?
We're gonna wait now.
Hey, Andy, just in case you're not sure, we're on air.
No, you're gonna wait now.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
3.5.
So Stove, let's start with you.
Is it still 3.5?
Yes.
What's the over under?
The over under is
I don't
I
want
thought
to
you had
fucking figure
thought
it
you
out.
had it.
6.
What is it?
56.
Really?
Oh, that's big.
The money line is negative 165 to the Chiefs.
Well,
Okay.
Madden did predict them to repeat today.
Did they? I didn't see
They,
that.
yep, they did. They did repeat, so they got that going for them,
Madden's got it together.
which is
Makes
nice.
sense.
Man, this is a tough one. It really is. I lived in Kansas for 6 years, even though Kansas City is actually in Missouri, where they actually play. But tons of Chiefs fans where I'm from. One of my good buddies from back home is a Chiefs fan. He gave me shit for picking the Bills over the Chiefs.
Just wait till he sees that shirt.
Yeah. I'm gonna go here with Tampa Bay.
Chiefs.
And-
over.
I'm going with the Bucks defense winning it for them. Not Tom Brady, but the Bucks.
Cornhuskers.
But the Bucks defense, because not just because of Cornhuskers, but that They
They have a lot to do with it. Just admit it.
they do. I mean, two of them do at
And
least.
Dominican Sue.
But
I bet you he kicks Mahomes in the junk.
he might. But I just think
I
the
hope he
Bucks-
dies in a fucking car fire tomorrow, dude. Fucking Dominican Sue.
That was an accident, sir, when that happened. I watched it.
I just think the Bucks
So
defense.
your knee is on a hinge like your elbow.
Your hip is a ball socket.
Yes. Got one leg that's like a flamingo. It makes sense that you can go over with
Nope,
it.
I unmuted it.
It makes sense that you can go over with this matchup. Yeah.
On offense.
No,
No doubt. No
on-
doubt.
all
Two
seriousness-
separate gunslingers.
Bucks defense, I think, is just a little too much for Kansas City, especially the front five there or so, front seven for Bucks. I think they're going to pressure Mahomes. I haven't heard any updates on Mahomes' toe or anything, but he did look mobile the last game that he was in, so he's probably pretty close to full strength going into it. But I really think that the Bucks D is going to get some pressure on him. The only question, and really, I mean, it's been every team's question throughout the whole season, is how are they going to stop Cheetah? But I think they do slow him down. I really don't think they're going to stop him completely, but I think they're going to stop him 1 or 2 yards after a catch. I don't think they're going to let anything go over deep, overhead on him. And I don't think they're going to let him catch in the open and have space to run. So for those reasons, I'm going to go Tampa Bay on this one, and I'm going to go 31-24.
That is, I shit you not, that's like the third time today I've heard 31-24 Bucks. That's and it's a solid, I mean, especially because what was the spread again? 50?
56 is the over.
56 is the over under. So Gary Free Sr. saying that it makes sense you can go over with this matchup again, gunslingers. 31-24 for the Bucks. The Bucks, clear, in my opinion, I think we can all agree the Bucks have the better defense. Does anyone disagree?
I don't disagree that the Bucks have the better defense, but no, I'm not waffling. But we talk about this all the time, right? When we talk about this all the time, when you say one is better than the other, everybody immediately thinks, "Oh, you're saying the other one's dog shit," right?
Right.
The Chiefs' defense, that Chiefs' offense at times this year has struggled. I mean, they won a game like 17-16 against the fucking Falcons this year.
Right.
That defense has been better than anticipated this season. So I agree with you that Tampa's defense is better, but I don't know that it's demonstrably better.
Without
is also-
waffling, I'm going to say the ultimate waffling term, situational defense.
For sure. Yep.
They play situational defense.
Yep.
Fuck yeah. Okay. So 31-24 is what Stove says in favor of the Bucks. Andy, what are your thoughts on this?
I mean, I'm just glad he brought up 31 because for those of you who live under a rock and weren't around the internet today or the last couple of days, that is the age that Rob Gronkowski and Travis Kelce both share, 31 years old.
Right.
I didn't know that. I had no idea. I didn't realize they were the same age. I thought Gronk was 3 years older than Kelce. So yeah, that's crazy. That'll show you what getting your ass beat, getting your legs beat up will do to you.
Yeah.
Shout out to Gronk, shout out to Kelce. With that being said,
Shout out to CTE,
shout out to fucking frat parties and
Yep. Taking a year off of your work. Taking a year off of your fucking workout regimen, so you come back looking like you just walked out of a concentration camp.
I mean, both of them too, because Kelsey's a fucking frat boy too.
Yeah.
But I'm
Style of
going Chiefs here. I'm going 33-21.
Oh fuck!
Oh, yikes!
I'm going Chiefs 33, Tampa Bay 21. Listen, I I was very underwhelmed with second half Tom Brady during the divisional or during the conference game. He showed me all
You
of
didn't
the
like
things,
his impression of Tom Tupa?
Right. He showed me all of the things that can go wrong for Tom Brady. And you know, I talked about the Chiefs playing situational defense. They can beat you up, man. I mean, ask Josh Allen. They got after Josh Allen. They did some things to Josh Allen that made him really fucking uncomfortable. And I think the moment kind of got to Josh Allen a little bit, which I don't suspect will happen with Tom Brady, obviously. But that defense, they just, you know, Green Bay's had these defenses in the past where like they could give up like 20 some points a game, but in the right situation, they get after you. And I think that that's what Kansas City has going on. You know, Stove talked about them getting after Mahomes. I think the toe looked incredible last week. I didn't even, after probably like, you know, when it was 9-0, I was like, oh, maybe Mahomes is slowed by that toe a little bit, or maybe it's circumstance. But that toe, I forgot. I forgot it was even a thing. I forgot the concussion was even a thing. I think Mahomes looked like Mahomes. And 33-21. I expect KC to pretty much control the game. I think it'll be tight enough that we'll never be like, oh, this is a fucking blowout. This is
all
like
that fucking ketchup.
Who was it? Denver and
Seattle.
That sucked a few
It
years
was
back.
over fucking 7 minutes in.
Right. It won't be that. I think there'll always be a chance. And you know,
I remember during that game constantly just thinking like Peyton's going to start the comeback, right?
Ugh.
Like Peyton's going to bring them back here.
Oh,
right?
you're talking about that football game that was airing around the Bruno Mars concert.
They're going to come back, right? Like Peyton's going to get this going at some point. No. They lost like 50-2.
You know, I think it's going to be, again, I think a 12-point difference. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I think the Chiefs will probably pad that a little towards the end of the game. I think it'll be competitive. But
I think that's pretty disrespectful. I mean,
well, fuck you.
No, it's all good, bro. Hey, before you fucking go on with your bullshit, I am actually going to go 38-31 Chiefs. That's where I'm at. And I think I think I'm going to purely stand on, we've seen what happens to Tom Brady when he gets pressured by a really good defense, how quickly he can get shook. Corey asked the question of who takes the credit for the Bucs Super Bowl, Brady or Arians. You can't give it to either one of them. Like, it's a combination of both, but that defense is deserved its due fucking credit. Tom Brady is to be credited with a majority of it, because even Arians has gone on record saying there are just moments where Tom takes control of the offense, and I am not going to say shit to Tom Brady. He's very quick to say that and admit it.
Tom's a better coach than Bruce Arians, and Bruce Arians has admitted that.
Facts.
Guys will ignore me. I tell them they got to do this, this, and this, and they just look at me like, Coach, shut the fuck up. And then Tom says, you got to do this, this, and this. It says the exact same thing. They're like, oh, yeah, Tom, I'll do that.
Exactly.
But 6 rings will do that, right? When you've got rings on both hands, you got 2 hands worth of rings.
2 hands worth of rings, okay? And 2 hands worth of time kissing his son on the fucking mouth in one time, all right? So... listen, I'm gonna take a page out of Gary Freeze's Senior's book. All right. Now I'm gonna take the over here, and I'm going to go 38-31. The Kansas City Chiefs repeat. They get it done. Fuck Tom Brady. All right. I mean, not really, because like he's still the greatest quarterback of all time. I get that, but like he doesn't need another goddamn ring.
Yo, and if you fuck him, his son would be mad disappointed in you. Is that crossing the line?
I mean, I want to say yes, but no.
I mean, you brought up the mouth kiss thing.
Yeah, so man, he'll just, you know.
I piggyback.
We'll let fucking old I love Dick over there handle that part, and we'll just let the son kiss him goodnight. Gary, what is your Super Bowl prediction?
Yeah, we're 2-2 on this. The theme for my pick is the letter T. Tampa, Tom, and Todd Bowles. I trust in Todd Bowles being able to put together a game plan that's going to make Kansas City be patient, something that Andy Reid is not very good at, something that Patrick Mahomes is not very good at. Todd Bowles, to me, is one of the 2 or 3 best defensive minds in football, and he's the sole reason that Tampa's defense last year was a top 5 defense, and again this year is a tremendous defense. He game plans incredibly well. He had an incredible game plan against Rodgers last week, had an incredible game plan throughout the playoffs so far, and I think he's going to do it again in the Super Bowl. I think Tom's going to do enough on offense to win the game. I'm going way under on the score. I may pay for this, but I'm going 24-20 Tampa. I've got
20
Brady
points for the Chiefs.
24-20. I do.
You're dead.
I'll live on this island, I guess, but 24-20. That's where I'm at. I've
You're
got
not on an island,
Tampa.
I don't think, right?
Well, I mean,
Yes.
going that far under.
With that
I think,
score,
but-
that's 20 points for the Chiefs.
Yeah,
That's-
I think we're gonna see way under. I think we're gonna see both the. I mean, who shut down the 18-0 Patriots? Steve Spagnuolo, and he's the defensive coordinator for the Chiefs right now. So I think we're gonna see really good defensive game plans. I think we're gonna see the Buccaneers challenge Mahomes to be patient and take the underneath stuff, take the run game, play a lot of cover 2 shells, a lot of stunts up front. And I think we're going to see the Chiefs and Spagnuolo do the same thing, right? Really good game plan. Antonio Brown's on pace right now to play, so maybe that can introduce another weapon on offense that maybe Tampa gets going. But I've got a game that's going to be a lot of nip and tuck back and forth. 24-20 is going to be the final score. And I think Mahomes is going to have the ball with maybe 30 to 40 seconds left in the game and a chance to score. And I think Tampa is going to hold tight. I think we're going to have a really tight game right to the finish.
That is so specific.
It is oddly
I like
specific.
doing it. I like doing
And
that.
if Mahomes has the ball with 40 seconds left, the Chiefs win. And also,
Not needing a touchdown.
Seconded.
to your point, it is the 7th and the 11th ranked defenses.
Mhm.
Bucks being the 7th, Chiefs being the 11th. Well, that's based on
Is that NFL.com or ESPN.com?
Pro-
Yeah, where are we at here?
Well, that's what I was gonna say. ProFootballReference.com,
Okay.
which I tend to trust.
I
Pro
trust that.
football, pro football, pro
Reference.
basketball reference. I actually like more than both
trust
of
them.
those places.
Yep.
But the stats are a little different based on how they do them. But ballpark 7 and 11. So
I think they go by total yardage, but
you get the gist.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Gary, you're fucking wrong, bud. So
You're fucking wrong, bud. Okay.
I just want to, like, how ridiculous is it that Tom Brady has as many NFC championships as both Breeze and Rodgers right now? He's played 1 year in the NFC.
yeah,
But also, no team has ever hosted the fucking Super Bowl. Tom goes to the NFC, picks the fucking team that's hosting the Super Bowl this year, and they're playing in the goddamn game.
well,
This dude is
now
fucking
you
unbelievable.
Now you just riled up the tinfoil hat
Good
people.
grief.
The same people who said
Oh, they
that,
can all
like,
fuck off.
Well, remember when the
I know.
Saints,
Oh, it's
the-
rigged. It's going to be Chiefs Packers because it was
What's his
Super
name?
Bowl one. Like,
what's
get
his
the fuck
name?
outta here.
Missed the tackle on Stephon Diggs a few
DJ
years ago
Williams.
when
yeah.
the Super Bowl was in Minnesota, and they were like, they're rigging.
And then
it
they
now.
go get smoke checked by the Eagles.
I remember saying to somebody like, "Why the fuck would the NFL ever rig anything in
for
favor of
Minnesota.
They're like, "Because the Super Bowl is there, bud." I'm like,
Get the fuck out of here.
and then they got
Corey
they
Yeoman,
got
I fucking
both.
hope they wear the throwbacks. Let me get that
That
fucking
would be dope.
sherbet orange.
And then all I heard all season was, fucking State Farm cut the check for Mahomes,
Yeah,
Rodgers.
Rodgers.
That got blown out of the water, bud.
Yeah.
Care to fucking
Yeah.
give me anything else insightful? Like
TB12's avocado ice cream.
the people
picked
who are
up the
going to do
sponsorship.
that are going to find a way to do that no
Ugh.
matter what. Like
Yeah, it's
it
so
could've-
stupid.
yeah. Oh, dude, it could have
So
been
dumb.
fucking David Carr and fucking his.
Look, if you want to
brother.
talk about fucking the NFL rigging shit,
Jesus.
they're sticking it to the Patriots again, right? Sticking it to the Patriots.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
No.
I don't advocate for that, and I'm sorry I just gave them another fucking tinfoil hat to wear. but-
Billy Belly.
If they
Yeah.
really wanted to rig it would have been Cam Newton versus Tom Brady.
Yeah. Yep.
Also,
Like, I mean,
It would have been Bill versus Tom. Absolutely.
come on.
Trent Dilfer
Trent
would love it.
Dilfer would love it.
Fuck's sake, dude. Okay, so we're divided house here. The right side of your screen, if I'm looking at this correctly. I'll double check. Yep. So the right side of your screen going for the Chiefs, the left side of your screen going for the fucking, Patriots 2.0.
Just remember, right's better than left, kids.
Left side.
Strong side.
Yeah. You're so gay you had the lisp when you were saying it too.
So
Jesus. God. Microwave. Get your mans under control, okay? Please. All right. I know you've been busy in the comments, and I appreciate that too. Corey gonna be sitting on a fucking donut for a couple days. Got that fucking back porch painted red, boy.
Yeah, boy.
Listen, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I appreciate those of you guys that continue to support the channel, support all of us here on YouTube, Facebook, all the other network and social media stuff we have. Stove, do you have anything else we needed to plug in before we go?
No, just got about 50 more spots left open for some more giveaways. So get
Gotta
those
order
likes
some more
and
cups.
likes and comments with who do you think you're going to win, or who you think is going to win the Super Bowl, and drawing or the winners will be announced on our Facebook page at the end of each quarter.
There we go. Be sure to take a look at that page to see if you get a chance to get that cup.
I'm gonna be mad drunk.
David Evans says, "What a shirt!" That's kind of what I've been
in the works.
That's a lot. That's a lot to deal with. I want to shout out.
You guys gotta let me know who wins the squares, because like I got a poker game at 3,
Oh,
and then
are you gonna make it to the Super Bowl?
I should.
Oh, dude.
Seriously. I hope so. It's at my house. Well, not the poker.
Corey,
game.
yes, you're allowed to comment.
Am I allowed to comment?
Yeah, no.
Hey,
Corey.
man. Hey, look.
Corey, you're done, dude.
I believe it was a late great philosopher. Maybe it was Julius Caesar. Who fucking knows? Maybe it was Plato. It was don't start none, won't be none.
Won't be none.
Oh,
So,
yeah, no, that was Winston Churchill.
oh, thank you, Sir Winston Churchill. Okay, be sure to check in to see if you get a chance to win that goddamn cup. I hope we get to see the Chiefs win some back-to-back shit. What happened? Did I say something?
we just attributed a Men in Black line to Winston Churchill.
That wasn't a Men in Black.
No, that's Wu-Tang.
Yes, it
Calm
is.
the fuck down.
I know, but
And
I went way down the rabbit hole. Will Smith said that shit in Men in Black.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, but
You're watching
Wu-Tang
this
is
shit
for
on-
the
I
children.
know, Wu-Tang, yeah, for the children.
Yeah, for the children, and they ain't nothing to fuck with, okay? And neither is the Blitz, bro. Episode 74 in the books. I appreciate you guys tuning in.
Yeah.
For those of you guys that don't know, my name is Raul Herrera. I got Andy Flint with me. I got Gary Freeze with me. I got Stove with me. He loves Dick. Gary Freeze. There's Dick. He's a Cowboys fan. Don't be like Dick.
Don't be a dick.
What a shit show. Fucking soup sandwich, bro. Maybe we'll get it together episode 75.
No
Okay,
chance.
maybe.
Not
No
I appreciate
chance.
you guys tuning in.
Not never.
Out of here. Fucking fuck. Shout out Gary Free Sr. and all 1/3 of his presence in the show. It was awesome.